for our guests, every year we do 5 scholarships at Castleview High School, and I'm going to let Sharon take over for a couple minutes and introduce a couple of our scholarship winners.
Thank you, Wes, and thanks for listening in, Molly and Hailey and Rix, for our discussion on peaches. As Craig mentioned, we do all this fundraising and we give the money back out to the community, and the scholarship recipients are some of those people that get those funds. And so that's a nice way to do that. And I had the opportunity to be the scholarship chair this year. This was my first time, and wow, we had some great applications, and I got introduced to those students through those applications. And the 2 students that we have today, they rose right to the top. And so I'm really excited that they're with us today. I'm going to give you a little background because we have a lot of Rotarians that haven't been around for 20 years in this club. So this is the Arthur N. Brewer Scholarship. Arthur N. Brewer was the club's charter president, longtime advocate of Rotary, avid outdoorsman. He was a retired teacher. He was on the Board of Education here in the county, and really wanted to do something to encourage and recognize young people who really exemplify the object of Rotary, to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of a worthy enterprise. And so these students today really did that. The school requires students to volunteer for 20 hours in order to graduate. And these 2 students went way over and above that 20-hour commitment. So I'm really pleased for that. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Hailey. I'm going to start with Hailey and introduce you to Hailey DeYoung, and then I'll introduce you to Molly Ricker. So I did send out some information on both of these, so I'm just going to go through this. Hailey grew up in a family of 6, and she'll be the first person in her family to go to college. So we're really excited to support that. She's a member of the Castleview High School Spanish Honor Society, the National Honor Society, the Link Crew. She participated in the Youth Leadership of Douglas County program. She completed over 150 hours of community service, and she's still volunteering, so that number is probably quite a bit bigger now. She was with the Zoology Foundation in Larkspur, which I think many of you are familiar with that foundation, as we had a member that was part of that for a while. And she during that whole time, she maintained a 4.0 GPA or higher throughout the whole time. I'm going to read you a couple of recommendation letters that she received to give you a better sense of who she is. This one's from her English teacher and climbing coach at Castleview High School. Hailey DeYoung is a self-motivated and well-balanced individual. She is constantly looking for ways to improve her skills inside and outside of the classroom. She has managed to inspire others on a regular basis. One of the many positive qualities that Hailey possesses is her work ethic. She has a clear understanding of what steps are necessary to achieve her goals, and she is willing to begin working on them right away. I believe this ability to self-start has an influence on others. And then in her experience with her as a student, throughout her time in my course, she demonstrated an elevated ability to inquire and explore. And then from her work site at Zoology, Hailey has a wonderful combination of work ethic and good attitude that appears to be part of her core value system. She has always been engaged, interested, and inquisitive. She seeks out additional responsibilities and challenges, and as is often required when working with animals, Hailey possesses the ability to adjust to ever-changing circumstances. She functions very well in a team environment and is always willing. So just really an extraordinary individual. We're really excited to have her as one of our recipients. I'm going to hand this to Rex if he wants to add anything, and then we'll go to Hailey to recognize her and celebrate with her and ask any questions.
Thank you, Sharon. I will add just about both of these young women. They are 2 of Castleview's very finest. Both of them sit well above a 4.0 as their cumulative GPA coming out of Castleview. We've and just as representatives of the class of 2020, a group of students who have demonstrated some pretty tremendous perseverance in a time where this was supposed to be a spring of celebration for them. and they've been blown off course for so many of those milestone moments that would come in the spring. And so just a great sincere appreciation for both of these young women and their contributions to Castleview High School, and my gratitude to Rotary for supporting them as they move forward and further their education.
Thanks, Rex. Any questions for Hailey? Or any congratulations, accolades, anything for Hailey?
Congratulations.
That's right. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Hailey, what are your plans for course study, and what college you're going to go to?
So I committed to Colorado State University, and then I think I'm going to get a major in zoology, so like animal sciences, kind of that area. And I really want to get a minor in Spanish. Like throughout high school, I love Spanish, so I think that would be really beneficial, like for my future and everything. And I just think it'd be really interesting to have that. So yeah.
Hailey, what is CSU saying about starting on-campus courses again?
I think that they committed to trying to open and like have like in-person classes, but I'm not sure really what that's going to look like yet. But hopefully it will work out pretty well.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So Hailey, how are you celebrating this time, considering you've got this whole safer at home going on and social distancing? How are you celebrating your graduation and this big, huge time and milestone in your life?
Yeah, I'm mainly just like, I talk to a lot of my friends constantly, like we're always like FaceTiming. It's just like nice getting to like see their faces, and like it's really cool because like all the seniors, like we've been through like the same stuff because of like the coronavirus, and it's just like nice being able to talk to people because we like all understand what we're going through. So I don't know, any time I get to spend with anyone is just amazing. So yeah.
So glad we got you out of bed.
I will point out, I'm sure she's used to getting up this early, guys. Teenagers, they jump up early every morning.
Yeah.
I will point out to the club that that this morning is 5/20/2020, and this morning would have been our commencement ceremony 9 o'clock this morning up at Red Rocks Amphitheater. And so we're gonna move forward. We're gonna have something down the line here in June or July. We've got some other dates set aside, but Molly and Hailey, congratulations on making it to your commencement day. That we're excited for you.
Thank you.
If I would have realized we could have had the music in the background and done a big party here. So. Any other questions for Hailey? Well, again, Hailey, we're really proud of you. Exceptional job, and really want to applaud you for all your volunteer work and all your sense of community and giving back. It's really important, and we really want to encourage that in this time, especially. And as you go throughout your rest of your life, it's going to serve you well. So
Thank you. It means a lot.
All right, I'm now going to introduce Molly Ricker. And I'm trying to see here, my view has got John on my screen, and I'm going to see if I can get him so he's not on my screen. There we go. So I got Molly Ricker. So Molly is the fourth of 6 kids, so another big family. And several of her siblings have disabilities that will hinder them from being independent adults. So she's had a lot of other responsibilities at home as she's been growing up. But she still maintained that GPA above 4.0 throughout her high school years while helping at home and being active with sports and clubs. She earned an AP Scholar with Distinction title. She's maintained the highest GPA on her lacrosse team every year. She was named All-State Academic First Team, and she can tell you a little bit more about what that means when she's talking here. She's also part of the Castleview Student Athletic Leadership Team, or SALT. She's been active with the Best Buddies, an organization that pairs students with disabilities and students without disabilities to create friendships, and that sounds like a great program. And she's earned nearly 200 community service hours coaching at a middle school girls lacrosse team. She plans to attend the University of Colorado Boulder in the fall and major in biochemistry. And then a couple of things that she said, and some of the folks that wrote letters of recommendation, she said she considers her community service to be one of her top accomplishments. So it sounds like a good future Rotarian to me. And then from her lacrosse coach, as I said, she was helping coach lacrosse. Her lacrosse coach said before she began helping to coach that he was struggling through his first year and looked with trepidation at a second year coming up. And then Molly came in and said she'd help coach that team. And he said she immediately stepped in and started to provide the leadership and guidance that one wouldn't generally expect from a high school athlete just wanting to get their volunteer hour requirement filled. Not only did the girls look up to her, but so did I and my assistant coach. She helped adult coaches learn more about the nuances of the game and the development of a team atmosphere. Molly is a shining example of what we want to see from our young people: taking charge, embracing challenges, and raising up those around her. We need more young people to focus on improving the world around us in whatever way they can. So really says a lot about who Molly is. And then her special education, the teacher from the Best Buddies program, she said she's rarely come across a student who embodies so much kindness, empathy, and positivity. Molly has demonstrated exceptional organization, communication, and teamwork. So again, another exceptional student. Rex, I'm sure you have a few things to add about Molly.
What I will share, I found this quote from Bill Gates, and he says, "Success today requires the agility and drive to constantly rethink, reinvigorate, react, and reinvent." And I think both of these young women are demonstrating that level of agility, and I look forward to great success for each of them as they move forward. Again, Castleview could not be prouder.
So congratulations, Molly. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you first, Molly, because I was reading some of your application. Tell us a little bit more about the Best Buddies program. That sounds like a great program.
Well, the Best Buddies program is like a national, like it's a really big organization, and it was started by one of the Kennedys, I think. And just basically what it does is it pairs students with disabilities from the severe special needs program with the rest of the students in the school, because what tends to happen a lot is the special needs room kind of gets isolated and they feel like their own group, and they don't really get to be a part of school activities and like the bigger, like greater school environment. So it pairs friendships basically. So they do interviews of us, of what we're interested in, what we like, and interviews of them of what they like, and they pair us in pairs that they think will be good friendships. And we check in and do things throughout the year just to kind of try to grow the environment and make it less exclusive.
Okay, great. And it sounds like you had a great friendship going.
Yeah, so I was paired with a girl named Kelsey, and we got paired when I was a sophomore and she was a freshman, and we were paired ever since, so.
That's great. Other questions for Molly?
Molly, you said earlier you were going to go to CU. What do you want to study up there? Have you picked a major yet?
So in that, I said I was majoring in biochemistry, but I've changed that. So I'm doing cellular, molecular, and developmental biology. And I really want to after go to dentistry school because I want to be a dentist.
Wow.
Good for you.
Great.
Thank you.
Molly, that was my major. It's tough. Good luck. You'll do great though. I have faith.
Thank you.
So I asked Hailey what she was doing to get through all this time and being away from your friends and all. What are you doing to survive this crazy time and to celebrate your accomplishments?
Well, I think Hailey explained it well. It's just taking the time that you can and really appreciating it. My family has done a really great job. They've been really understanding, and they've done a lot of little things like getting me flowers, and we're getting a cake today, just little things to try to make it still feel special.
That's great. I think there was another question.
How much you learn that are involved in this.
I'm sorry, your sound's cutting in and out.
Jill's still on mute.
No, she was on, but she was just jumpy. I'm gonna find her here.
Okay, how's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. So with this program, it's an amazing program. So how many students are in need there, and how many students step up? Is it kind of an equal situation? Is it, are these kids outnumbered by the kids that are able to participate with them? Tell us a little bit more about that, the numbers.
Absolutely. So there's 2 classes and they're like kind of tiered, if that makes sense. So like the more, like they have more needs and less needs. So total, I would estimate about 40 kids, and the amount of us, that people who want to be a part of it, way outnumbers. So we have a lot of people who are what are called executive members, and they're on, so they can like bounce around and help, because we do things where we have like parties where everybody goes, and it's like a Christmas party, and they come to those kind of things, and they can hang out with other pairs, but they don't have a direct one-on-one pair, just because we have so many people who want to be involved with it. Not everybody can be paired.
This is a remarkable program. Very
It's
fitting
really,
to your personality.
Jill, it is one of the great sources of pride for our building, and something that in my 12 years here at Castleview has been just an outstanding program. The two programs together is actually just over 30 students of significant support needs, but that inclusive model is, we don't see it very often in these large comprehensive high schools, and Best Buddies has been a huge way of bringing these students into the identity of our building, and they are at every large sporting event. They're out on the court at halftime, and they have a small game, and they've got a full athletics teams for soccer and basketball, and it's just been a wonderful experience for both our students with some of those challenges and our typical peers. And we've had a number of students over the years go on to study special education because of their experience with Best Buddies, which has been fantastic. It's given right back to our educational foundation. So it's great.
Thank you for that explanation. I just believe you 2 young women are true leaders, and I encourage you both. I was a Rotary Exchange student, and I encourage both of you to stick with Rotary, because you are our future Rotarians, and you're already making us proud. So stick with us, guys.